If your eyes are the windows to your soul and your glasses are the windows to your eyes, then it's pretty important to find your perfect frames. That's why at Warby Parker, we've made shopping for eyewear as easy and fun as can be. Peruse endless styles in our stores or use our app to virtually try on frames and get personalized recommendations. To find your next favorite pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contact lenses, or to locate your nearest Warby Parker store, head over to warbyparker.com. That's warbyparker.com.
This show is supported by Blue Land. Each year, Americans throw away 25% more trash from Thanksgiving to New Year's. This year, let's turn our New Year's resolutions into actions that make a difference by reducing single-use plastics. Blue Land makes that easy. Blue Land believes that hardworking, clean products can be the norm, not the exception. From cleaning sprays and toilet bowl cleaner to dishwasher and laundry detergent tablets, Blue Land's 100% microplastic-free, EPA Safer Choice certified formulas are safe to use around family, pets, and plants. You'll love not having to choose between the safe option and what actually gets your house clean. Blue Land products are independently tested to perform alongside major brands, and the formulas are free from dyes, parabens, and harsh chemicals. Plus, Blue Land is a certified B Corp and certified cruelty-free by Leaping Bunny. Their formulas are EPA's Safer Choice certified, and many have received the Gold Material Health Certificate from Cradle to Cradle. And right now, Blue Land has a special offer for listeners. Get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/PRX. You don't want to miss this. blueland.com/PRX for 15% off. That's blueland.com/PRX to get 15% off.
Articles of Interest is a show about clothing for people who don't necessarily think they're interested in clothing. My name's Avery Trufelman. I make the show, and I just finished a whole season about the intersection between the military and the outdoor industry. Would you believe they are deeply, deeply interwoven? And this year, in 2026, there are going to be new episodes about tattoos and what they mean for our self-expression, about bras and whether or not their technology is outdated, an episode about the greatest designer you've never heard of, and a look at what it means to make clothes truly accessible for everyone. If you're ready to change your relationship with the clothes you wear every day, check out Articles of Interest wherever you get your podcasts.
From Mermaid Palace and Radiotopia, welcome to the heart. I'm Caitlin Prest. In the year 2025, coming home from a trip to celebrate the graduation of somebody that I had just recently met, with the last of the money that I could extravagantly spend, I frantically packed up my Toronto apartment and took the next step in what I've been jokingly calling the world's longest move from Toronto to Montreal. I finally kind of I'm making my way over, and I decide I'm going to stop over at my parents' place. It's between Toronto and Montreal. And I'm going to stay with them for a couple of weeks while I go back and forth looking at places in Montreal and making the leap. And as soon as I land in Ottawa, inertia sets in. When my parents' friends ask what I'm up to and how long I'm staying, I say for a couple of weeks, and one day my mom says, "What if don't you mean like a couple of months?" And I just said, "Yeah, a couple of months." I move all my stuff to a storage unit in Montreal. It's all there, waiting to be moved into the new home that I still haven't spent a single minute trying to find. Now it's October.
December.
It's been 6 months living in the suburbs of Ottawa with Nancy and Greg. There are a lot of reasons why I've decided to stay with them for a while. The things that I was able to suspend my disbelief about before looking clearly at the truth what succeeding or rising in North America means, accumulating resources
of projects that I already got paid to make and that I
spend all of your energy. There's a lot of different kinds of wealth.
I've been joking that I want to retire for like 10 years now, and I basically am living the life of a retired
hustling
person.
my ass to get somebody to
I'm surrounded by retired people all the time, and
through the avenues that I
nobody notices if I
funding for
don't
stuff.
work. I just pretend like I did it. I retired.
For anyone other than
healing independency and for the first time in my life,
rethinking what matters.
Creative labor for money.
work by myself. The audio industry has imploded.
I don't know if I want to run a company anymore.
I'm having an existential crisis. What can I say?
I guess I've been thinking a lot about resources,
if I ever wanted to
a lot about money and how it factors in my creative work. Two human beings.
I never lived in the suburbs
It
before.
seemed like the right time to finally paid off their house. That's worth millions. That's just as important.
Pay for gas and drive you places.
Rest as recuperate.
Nobody wants to pay
and
shit right
embrace this existential crisis that I'm having. So, all this is to say, this is what's up with me. And what is about to come in 2026 is a very special, brand new season of episodes made during this period of my life, living in the suburbs of Ottawa with the two best roommates in the world, spending a lot of time watching Star Trek and playing cards and working in the basement while I hear my parents have crazy parties with all of their retired friends. And I try to get my friends who live in all of the quote-unquote cool, artsy big cities to come and visit me. Even the ones who are rich and are buying houses, or it's either country living or in the city where there's cafes and stuff. The land of the parking lot palace and the strip mall is not, I don't really know. I basically don't know a single person who lives in a land such as that. And so I jokingly call it suburban paradise, and then I make sure to let them know that I'm being oxymoronic when I put those two words together, but I'm also not. These new episodes are made in the suburban paradise era of my life. These episodes are going to be really different format-wise than what you're used to hearing on The Heart. They're going to be not as elaborate, not as rigorously researched and interviewed, perfectly sound designed, groundbreaking pieces of journalism, cinematic, form-breaking things, you know? Like, I don't really have the resources for that right now, but I do have the resources to offer you this little world that I create. If we think about it like as though I'm making a meal for you once a month, but the meal isn't food, it's audio. I went to the fridge, I looked at the ingredients that are there, I went to the farmer's market, I saw what was in season.
Scratch that. I mean, I took my parents' car to the Loblaws grocery store and looked at what was on sale.
I put some stuff together and then spent the afternoon lovingly preparing something for you to enjoy. When Brian Eno said he wanted his music to be as listenable as it is boring or something, like the ambient music. Let's see, what's the... As ignorable as it is interesting. Brian Eno famously defined ambient music being as ignorable as it is interesting. And in a way, that's kind of what I'm reaching for. Something simple, something honest, something fun. The new format. So this is a 12-episode season. I'm going to release once a month. Every episode will start with listening. 30 seconds to a minute of just sound. Stereo sound, obviously. And in that first minute, I'm going to invite you to get curious about what you're hearing. Can you guess where I am? Can you guess what season is it? What's the weather like? Use it as a kind of meditative moment to enjoy one of the most amazing things about this medium, listening. A bench. I will say 5 things that I can see. Kind of inside the wall to kind of clue you in. And then I'll tell you, where I'm recording from. Well, anyway, it's an old phone booth. What can I say? I don't know how else to describe it. It's where a phone booth was, and the phones are gone, but it still has the sign. That's the first segment. It's in Canada, so it's a spell. Picture of a phone.
This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
The second segment, Diary. Dear Diary. This is it's going to be a diary entry. It's going to be just raw writing. July 22nd. Shared in its most earnest, honest, and naked form. Where am I now? After a day of epiphanies and ideas and clarity. Think about it like a Polaroid, a snapshot that was taken of my life in a certain moment. An unruly mind clings devotedly to the ideas that wanted to be born. There will be a third segment. In the third segment, it's going to be kind of choose my own adventure, depending on the episode, depending on my mood. Kind of a grab bag of different segments that I'll choose from. Archival audio that's related in some way to the entry, the diary entry. A slice of suburban paradise. A snapshot of suburbia in Ottawa. TV is my boyfriend. A feminist critique of whatever television show I'm falling asleep to and waking up to. Boyfriend used in a gender-neutral way. Best kisses on screen ever before and forevermore. I have a list, like a folder full of my most favorite kisses ever seen on screen ever. Unfinished works. The telling or the show and telling of a creative project that I started but never planned to finish. Maybe we could end the episode. I mean, what do you think, guys? Maybe we could end the episode with a little soundbite from one of you. Somebody who's listening, somebody from the audience, somebody in some suburban paradise somewhere. Anybody who's moved back in with their parents because there's a fucking recession and everybody is broke. Somebody who's always lived with their parents ever since, who's waiting essentially to move out until they're making enough money or until they get married or until their career takes off. Maybe I think that would be cute. I'd like that. So, that'll be it. That's the year. While I write the Shadows screenplay and finally finish what will be the groundbreaking documentary, perfectly sound designed, meticulously architected opus culmination of 8 years of working, writing, recording, thinking, researching, and living the content. I've been talking about this capitalism show for so long. That you will purchase, just in book format, audiobook format, watch the experimental documentary form of, or accept into your film festival the experimental documentary form of. While I do all of that, get ready and tell all your friends about Suburban Paradise. This is the trailer. Somewhat non-sequiturly named oxymoronic title for this all-new season of The Heart. Yet another curveball that maybe you weren't expecting. A radio-inspired, short-form, segment-oriented, experimental window into the suburban paradise era of my life. I'm Caitlin Prest. I'm going to release once a month. Brand new, fresh-ass episodes coming starting January 2026. Follow me on Instagram at Caitlin Prest. Donate to the Unemployed Philosophers Guild, of which I am a member. Thanks for listening.
Radiotopia.